This Friday from 2 till 4 on the Radio 5 live film review show that I present with Simon Mayo, our special guest is Pedro Almodovar, who's coming on to talk about his new film, I'm So Excited, a bawdy sex comedy set largely on an airplane and an airport.
¿Qué le habéis puesto a este cóctel?
Una sobredosis de mescalinas. A ver qué hubiera sido de tu vida si no hubiera pedido yo por ti.
¿Ah, sí? ¿Qué pedías?
Pues mira, que dejaras las drogas, el alcohol y los cuartos oscuros, eso pedía.
Now, we've already recorded the interview with Almodovar. He was typically entertaining and interesting, and he talked about the fact that the film means different things in different territories. For example, in Spanish, the original title is Los Amantes Pasajeros, which apparently has a dual meaning. It means both the passenger lovers and also the fleeting lovers. And he also talked about the fact that to a Spanish audience, they would immediately recognize the airport in which key scenes are shot. This is a famous white elephant airport, and it immediately tells you that actually the drama is about political corruption. It's about the way in which Spanish politics works, about the fact the whole thing is some kind of class struggle played out in an airplane. Now, I have to say, watching the film as a UK viewer, I didn't get that because I didn't know the background, so I was left simply having to ask, is it funny or is it not? You'll find out from our review on Friday, but it made me think about other films which are culturally specific, particularly comedies. There was a case several years ago of a huge hit German comedy about the faking of the Hitler diaries, which was called Stonk. And in Germany, this film absolutely took the roof off. People thought it was the funniest thing they'd ever seen. It was a huge, great hit. Over here, it was famous for two things. One, that it absolutely died on its feet, and two, it was given one of the best one-word reviews ever, Stonk, Stunk. More recently, of course, we had Il Caimano, The Cayman, a comedy by Nanni Moretti about the Berlusconi administration. Now, arguably, everybody who reads a newspaper has got some idea of the Berlusconi administration, but apparently, if you're an Italian viewer, that film was funnier still, because you got a whole bunch of other stuff that was going on there, not just the obvious jokes, but stuff that was very specific to Italian life. And it's not just comedy. You cast your mind way back to something like, for example, the original Godzilla, Gojira. In its original incarnation, that was very much a film about the fallout of nuclear bombs. It had really strong subtextual relevance for people who had lived through the atrocities of nuclear war. Of course, when that film was brought to an American audience, an international audience, they actually changed the film radically, put whole new sections in, English language sections, yes, but they changed the meaning of the film. It was no longer about atomic radiation. It was now just about a great big lizard eating buildings. And this was the beginning of a long tradition of changing Japanese movies. All those Japanese horror films that were remade for an American audience, they were subtly changed thematically. I wrote a long piece for Sight and Sound about this some years ago, and at the center of it was an analysis of Dark Water, the extraordinary film by Hideo Nakata, which, when it was remade for American audience, they had to change the nature of the mother-daughter relationship because, according to the filmmakers, it just didn't work in the same way. So my question to you is twofold. Firstly, what's the most acute example you can think of watching a film, watching a movie maybe in cinema or on DVD and thinking, I'm just not getting this. There's more going on than I'm getting because I don't understand the cultural references. And secondly, what's the most precise example you can think of something that you are watching in your own territory, whether it's the UK or Canada or Australia, hello to all our worldwide viewers, and thinking, this is a great film. Nobody outside of this country is going to understand a word of it, and I don't just mean the language. I'm so excited.